What's going on, everybody? Logan Exhales here from the Rise and Vape Show. What's up, everybody? How we doing this week? I hope you guys have had a good week. It has been pretty busy around here. But it's a nice Sunday. You know, I actually had the full weekend off, which is a little weird. We got some crazy, like, random snow here in Western New York. You know, tail end of April. Why not? Just because New York. That's how it is. That's what we deal with. Seasons? What are seasons? We don't have seasons. We just have shit transitions. That's what it is. It's not like a real season. It's just a shit transition. But yeah, I've really been enjoying some of that Jam Monster liquid that was sent to us this week. I don't know where the bottle is, but I've got the Strawberry Jam Monster loaded up here in the Pulse 80 with the Omer Wasp Nano sitting on top. I still really like this RDA. It's a little bit spitty, but it's still a damn good RDA, full of flavor. This has been my go-to all week long while I've been at work, just because it's real easy, squonk easy, one battery. Here, we'll let my girlfriend wake up and get around. Yeah, I've just really been enjoying this week. I was earlier on in the week vaping on the Grape Jam Monster. I've got the Strawberry in here now. Both really good. I still think I like the Grape just that much more, and I think it's just because the peanut butter comes through a little better in the Grape. The Strawberry is still a little overwhelming when it comes to the peanut butter. But yeah, this has just been banging, getting me through the whole week. Awesome stuff. Just awesome. 3 milligram strawberry jam and peanut butter for days in that thing. Just awesome stuff. Great job, Jam Monster. Great job. We're going to get a little bit away from Jam Monster for a minute. One of my favorite companies out there, guys. I absolutely love. If you haven't had any Charlie's Chalk Dust, please do. This is their Sweet Dream. I got this in 6 milligram. It's a creamy vanilla. Just awesome. Just fantastic. I think almost all of Charlie's liquids are 60-40, so they work really well in tanks. I've got it set up in that Berserker MTL right now, sitting on the Aegis at a whopping 12.5 watts. This 6 milligram in this MTL setup has just been ungodly. It's been so good. I get way better vanilla notes out of using this in an MTL tank than I did while I was sub-ohming this out of an RDA. Yeah, just been phenomenal. I've been really enjoying this setup. This has just kind of been my at-home, chilling around the house vape, and it just hasn't let me down yet. Super good. Yeah, last but not least, let's go back to some Jam Monster liquid. This is Ice Monster. I don't know how you say it. Mandarin, whatever. Guava. It's a mango, tangerine, guava, and ice. We talk about that ice a lot, guys. It's just menthol. It's just menthol. It might be like menthol and culotta, or mint menthol and culotta, or mint and culotta, or a combination of any of those things. But at the end of the day, to me, to my taste buds, it's menthol. You can call it ice all you want. Until somebody actually physically shoves an ice cube down in one of these e-liquid bottles, I'm just going to assume that it's menthol and not ice. I didn't enjoy the straw melon apple. I did try that Ice Monster. I have not tried the melon one yet. I did try the straw melon apple, strawberry watermelon and apple. I found the menthol in that to be, the ice in that to be way too much. Just way too much. Really was killing a lot of the flavor notes for me. But I decided to give another one of the Ice Monsters a go, and this vape right here has been phenomenal. It's a very tropically, I don't know, very tropical vape. Again, with that ice, but in this case, this is what I talk about. When I talk about menthol in a vape, and the way that I enjoy menthol in a vape, I do enjoy menthol with fruit. That's my favorite way to have menthol in a vape. I'm really not a fan of menthol tobacco vapes or other things like that. menthol and fruit. And I think that menthol should be there in a light way to just uplift those flavors, give it that crispy kind of fresh taste. And a lot of times I find a lot of these liquids and a lot of these companies it's too much. It's just way too much. It's overpowering. It's not there to complement anything. But in this case, they succeeded in that. It really heightens and just brightens the mango and the orange in this in a really spectacular way. And of course, as always, I've got my ugly setup. I've got it sitting on the Tesla Invader 3 with the Dead Rabbit SQ, all rainbow and fantastic. I'm really, really wanting to get just a black Dead Rabbit SQ because, you know, it's the Dead Rabbit, right? Like, it's the Dead Rabbit. It's a great vape. It's a flavor banger. It's a cloud chaser. It's all of those things in one. To be quite honest, it's a 22 millimeter and it fits great on top of the Tesla. So, here you go. This is, again, Ice Monsters Mandarin Guava? Mandarin, either way. Just stellar. Just absolutely, it hits the right notes. That menthol is just there to brighten up the whole situation and not overpower anything. Well done on that liquid. Well done. Well done. Thoroughly enjoying it. I can't wait to enjoy it on a nice warmer, sunnier day here in New York. Again, it's pretty gray. It's pretty shitty. It's not real nice outside. It snowed yesterday. We're supposed to get snow today, possibly. They don't know. They don't know. They don't know what's going on. They know about as well as we do. But that's really all I've been vaping on this week. Yeah. I know. It's just me today. I'm sorry, guys. Becky's not feeling very good. When we talk about... That sounded like it hurt.
Yeah. I'm sorry.
No, you're okay. She can't really taste very well, so liquid tasting for her is just not going to be a great idea. Again, we received so much Jam Monster liquids and all around SS Vapes liquids, their parent company. We got some Custard Shoppes. If you watched the last episode of the Rise and Vape Show, I showed you guys all the liquids that I was sent, not from Jam Monster directly, but from someone who still will remain unnamed with respect to their wishes. But they sent me a ton of Jam Monster stuff, and we've got some Custard Shoppe today, some Custard Shoppe. We tried the butterscotch. We tried the butterscotch off camera, not on one of the episodes or anything like that. My girlfriend thoroughly enjoyed it. Becky really liked the butterscotch. I believe she might still be vaping on it right now. But we're gonna try the raspberry from Custard Shoppe. Check that out. 3 milligram. Awesome. The only real custards I've ever enjoyed are some of the Vapetasia ones. I haven't had a ton of custards, so this is going to be kind of interesting. I'm pretty excited to try this one out. I also have not tried Jam Monster's raspberry. I don't know if this raspberry is the same raspberry they use in that liquid, so I can't really base it off of that at all. Real custardy right off the bat. I know I don't have it set up on a squonk today, but I do have that Mike Vapes Recurve RDA all set up, wicked, and ready to go. Yeah, that is one of Twisted Timmy's Frailians. That is one of Twisted Timmy's Frailians in there, and it's a beauty. It is a beauty. If you guys aren't following Twisted Timmy on Instagram, please do. Please check him out. Hit him up about some coils. His service is phenomenal. His coils are phenomenal. His prices are great. You really can't go wrong. I love the guy. Big shout out to Timmy. Just great stuff. Always hooks me up really well with just some great, flavorful, banging coils. 0.23 on that single guy, sitting at 55 watts. Raspberry Custard Shoppe. All right. All right, I'm going to take just a minute. I'm going to sit back. I'm going to vape on this. I'm going to give you guys some cool tunes to listen to, and I'll give you my thoughts in just a second. This is really good. The raspberry in this is very much like a raspberry syrupy, raspberry jam, jelly, kind of sweet raspberry, kind of syrupy raspberry. It's not like a candy. It's not like a super natural raspberry. It's very much like a syrup, very raspberry syrup. And the custard in this is awesome. It's phenomenal. Really creamy, really rich, very sweet. This is a very, very sweet liquid. This is definitely 100% not going to be like an all-day vape for me. I find that with a lot of dessert vapes, custard vapes, things like that. They just tend to be overly sweet. So yeah, definitely not going to be an all-day vape for me, but a session vape, for sure. I could sit down at the end of the night and vape on this 100%. Yeah, really, really creamy, really nice. You get that kind of tartness, just a little bit of tartness going on in there. Can't tell if that's from the custard itself or from the raspberry. I'm gonna assume it's from the raspberry. It's not pie-like, but it's definitely very much like a raspberry syrup. And that custard is just, the custard in this is phenomenal. I would love just the base custard of this liquid. I would love to just try that, because it's phenomenal. You get a lot of both on the exhale. Really well balanced liquid. I really got to give it to them on this as far as balance goes. The flavors really do balance out nicely. You're not really getting one over the other. The custard and the raspberry, they just blend really well. Because of all that, with all that in mind, I really want to give this liquid a 3.5. I think that's where I feel comfortable giving this liquid a 3.5. It's a little sweet. Definitely not an all-day vape preference of mine. If you guys know me well enough, I gravitate very heavily towards fruit vapes. But this is a little extra sweet for me. Maybe in a mouth to lung, it wouldn't be quite as sweet. I think I'm happy giving this a 3.5. That's where I'm going to stand. 3.5 with the raspberry Custard Shoppe. Sorry again, guys, that it's just me this week doing this review for you. I don't have Becky with me today. She, again, is not feeling very good, so leave your best regards down in the comments for her, and hopefully she'll be back with us for a liquid tasting next week. That's going to do it for the liquid tasting. Let's jump into some news and advocacy. Yeah? All right, let's do that. So this is not necessarily news. This is more of an advocacy / kind of rant situation I've got for you today. I'll provide all the links to the things that I'm talking about down in the description below, so you guys can follow along. You can read. I'm not going to read from any of it. I've already read from it. But our Surgeon General, our wonderful and fantastic Jerome Adams, our Surgeon General, proceeded to tweet an article from The Verge, which is, this article is all about comparing nicotine to caffeine and how we should not be comparing nicotine to caffeine, how they are not similar in just about any fashion or whatever, as this article goes on to explain. Jerome Adams praised this comparison, saying, you know, everybody likes to compare nicotine to caffeine, which we do regularly. In this article, you know, from The Verge, take that however you want to take that, as far as you trust The Verge as a reliable source of journalism. And yeah, the article goes on to basically say that everybody's wrong, that nicotine and caffeine are not similar in any way, shape, or form. But I would like to present to you guys a few other things that this article doesn't talk about, because this article really focuses on smoking. They touch on Juul very briefly. But this article really, and everything they talk about, is nicotine within tobacco, nicotine in tobacco cigarettes. I would like to present to you guys a study from Harvard. They did a study in Harvard talking about the additives in cigarettes. I can never pronounce it. It starts with a P. Priazines. I'm terrible at pronouncing it, but check out that study down below. That talks about the additives in tobacco cigarettes that boost and magnify the addictive qualities of nicotine. And last, I would also like to kind of veer you towards another really great article from the Royal Society of Public Health, the RSPH, I believe I'm saying that correctly. And they, down at the bottom, very blatantly say, you know, that nicotine outside of tobacco, that addiction is very, very similar to a caffeine addiction. You know, there are reasons that we compare base molecule nicotine to base molecule caffeine. They are both plant-based compounds. They are both naturally occurring plant-based compounds. They are both stimulants. Okay, now nicotine is slightly different in the way that it is a stimulant and a depressant. It can be used for relaxation or to increase alertness and awareness depending on your situation and what's going on. But yeah, they are different. We understand that they're different, hence why they are named differently. They're not the same chemical, they're not the same compound. But yeah, we do absolutely compare them regularly because they are both widely used, common plant-based compounds, plant-based stimulants that we use recreationally all over the world. And yes, in a lot of ways, base nicotine and base caffeine and their dependence qualities, not addiction qualities, dependence qualities, are very similar. How many people do you know that just can't get through the day without that coffee in the morning? How many people do you know that wake up and the first thing they do is make that pot of coffee? How many people do you know mid-afternoon need that coffee to keep on going? They need that caffeine. That's a caffeine dependence. And it's very similar to the nicotine dependence that a lot of us have now outside of smoking tobacco. I know that anecdotal evidence usually doesn't stand much of a chance in science in any way, shape, or form, but when you've got anecdotal evidence in the millions, it's time to start thinking about that. That's really all I've got for our news and advocacy segment today, guys. Please check out the links below. I will provide a link to the Verge article that our wonderful Jerome Adams, the Surgeon General here in the United States, shared for us. You can also check out his tweet about it, which I'll probably link that as well. It's a long slew of him just quoting the entire article. That was like his entire tweet. He didn't really make much of a point. He just quoted the article and then congratulated The Verge on having such a great article. Quality input, again, from our Surgeon General. Just really good stuff. Really proud of you, man. And then I'll link everything else below for you guys. You guys can check that stuff out. Please let me know what you think. Let me know what I got wrong, what I maybe missed, what you guys would like to see more of as far as news and advocacy goes. Again, this is just a one-man show, guys, so I do what I can. You know, I work 50-plus hours a week, and then I try to keep up with everything else as well. I do this for you guys. I do this so you guys can stay just as much in the loop as I am. So please, let me know how I'm doing, all right? Much appreciated. Thank you from the bottom of my heart and lungs. If you want to check me out on Instagram, it's instagram.com/LoganExhales. There's a little underscore in there. Right here. I'll put it right here. Cool? Awesome. Twitter and Instagram. Otherwise, that's going to do it for me. I know, we shot in a different room today. We shot in the bedroom today. I got a new Galaxy S10 and we're trying it out. We're seeing how it's going to do. Let me know. Again, audio, video. Let me know what's going on. We're trying to improve here. That's going to do it for me, everybody. Thank you so much. If you made it to the end of this video, thank you so much from the bottom of my heart and lungs. Click that subscribe button. Smash that like button. It really does help me out. And as always, guys, it's vape on. And this silk, blah, 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 blah. Super sweet, super sweet. This just kicks butt. This is great. I'm gonna edit that out.